Carl Lewis, born on July 1, 1961, in Birmingham, Alabama, was destined for greatness from a young age. Raised in a family with a rich background in athletics, Carl's mother, Evelyn, was a successful hurdler and his father, Bill, was a local sandlot football player. Growing up in Willingboro, New Jersey, Carl was introduced to the world of sports early on. He showed great promise in multiple athletic disciplines, but it wasn't until he was introduced to track. Lewis attended Willingboro High School, where his natural athleticism began to take form. Initially, his focus was on the long jump, but he also excelled in the 100 meters. He was encouraged by his high school coach, James Robinson, who recognized his potential in both sprinting and jumping. By the time he was in his late teens, Lewis had already begun to set records in the long jump and had become a prominent figure in American track and field. His ability to soar through the air with grace and power in the long jump, combined with his speed on the track, made him an athlete to watch. Carl's dedication to the sport led him to earn a scholarship to the University of Houston, where he would further develop his skills under the guidance of the legendary coach Tom Taylors. Lewis' rise to prominence began in the early 1980s, as he solidified himself as one of the top athletes in the United States. At the 1980 U.S. Olympic trials, Lewis, still a college student, demonstrated his potential by placing second in the 100 meters, which earned him a spot on the U.S. Olympic team. Unfortunately, the U.S. boycotted the 1980 Moscow Olympics due to geopolitical tensions, and Lewis was unable to compete on the global stage that year. While, in 1981, Carl Lewis made his mark as a world-class sprinter and long jumper by winning both events at the World Championships in athletics, establishing himself as a dominant force in the sport. His victory in the 100 meters at the 1983 World Championships in Helsinki marked his international breakthrough, and he began to earn the reputation of being one of the best sprinters and long jumpers of his generation. It wasn't long before Lewis began to achieve legendary status. At the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, he competed in for events 100 meters, 200 meters, long jump, and the 4x100-meter relay, an endeavor that would make him one of the greatest Olympians of all time. In a remarkable display of dominance, Lewis won 4 gold medals, matching the achievement of his idol, the legendary Jesse Owens, who had done the same at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Lewis' victory in the long jump at the 1984 Olympics was particularly special, as he set an Olympic record with a jump of 8.54 meters 28 feet, 1.5 inches. His victory in the 100 meters was no less impressive, as he clocked a time of 9.99 seconds, solidifying his position as one of the fastest sprinters in the world. In the 200 meters, he claimed gold with a time of 19.80 seconds, a new Olympic record. Lewis' final gold came in the 4x100-meter relay, where Carl Lewis' dominance on the track continued throughout the 1980s and into the 1990s. His Olympic success was unparalleled, as he won a total of 9 Olympic gold medals and 1 silver. His career accomplishments in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and long jump are legendary, and he set numerous world records that still stand as benchmarks in the sport. In addition to his Olympic success, Lewis also excelled at the World Championships in athletics, where he earned 10 gold medals and 4 silver medals across a variety of events. His unparalleled consistency in both the 100 meters and long jump made him the dominant figure in global athletics throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. Lewis' rivalry with other sprinters, most notably fellow American Michael Johnson, is also noteworthy. While Johnson would eventually surpass Lewis as one of the most accomplished sprinters in history, the two athletes shared a mutual respect for one another and competed in some of the sport's most exciting moments. One of Lewis' defining characteristics was his versatility. He became famous not only for his speed, but also for his ability to compete in multiple disciplines. His unparalleled consistency and ability to peak at major competitions, combined with his mental toughness, set him apart from his peers. Lewis was known for his dedication to training, his ability to perform under pressure, and his calm demeanor during competition. Over the course of his career, Lewis set several world records, many of which still stand today. His world record in the long jump, which he set in 1991 with a jump of 8.91 meters 29 feet, 2.5 inches, was a stunning achievement that made him one of the most celebrated athletes of his era. His 9.86-second 100-meter world record, which he set in 1991 at the World Championships in Tokyo, also stood for many years. These world records, along with Carl Lewis' remarkable career, continued into the 1990s, but by the mid-1990s, the demands of competition and the emergence of new stars began to take their toll. Lewis continued to compete at the highest level, but in 1996, at the age of 35, he made the decision to retire from Olympic competition after his fourth-place finish in the 100 meters at the Atlanta Olympics. Although he had hoped to win a final gold medal in Atlanta, he acknowledged that, despite retiring from Olympic competition, Lewis remained involved in athletics for many years after his retirement. He worked as a commentator, coach, and advocate for the sport. His influence extended beyond the track as he became involved in various philanthropic efforts and business ventures. In addition to his work with various organizations, Lewis also focused on his work in health and fitness, with the goal of encouraging others to pursue an active lifestyle. Lewis' retirement marked the end of a legendary era in track and field, but his impact on the sport is still felt today. His dedication to training and his unmatched success in the long jump, 100 meters, and 200 meters continue to inspire athletes across the world. Even in his post-competition years, Lewis remained a major figure in the athletic community, known for his advocacy on behalf of track and field and his mentorship of young athletes. Carl Lewis' influence on the sport of track and field is immeasurable. With a total of 9 Olympic gold medals, 10 World Championship gold medals, and countless records and accolades, he stands as one of the most decorated and revered athletes in history. His performances, particularly at the 1984 and 1988 Olympics, are seen as some of the greatest in the history of the sport. Beyond his achievements on the track, Lewis worked to elevate the profile of athletics, and his dedication to promoting diversity and inclusion in sport have had a lasting impact. He used his platform to address issues of race inequality and access to opportunities in sports, striving to create an environment in which future generations of athletes could thrive. Lewis' world records in the long jump and 100 meters were not only remarkable feats of athleticism, but also helped to elevate the sport of track and field in the eyes of the public. He became a household name and an international symbol of excellence, breaking down barriers and demonstrating the power of determination and hard work.